Now to your community focus, it is a topic that we've been talking about all the time these days, and that is inflation. It's at a 40-year high. The effects are being felt and seen everywhere. And here to talk with me about all of it is Professor of Economics at Brown University, Brad Gibbs. Thank you so much for joining us.
Delighted to be here. Thank you, Chelsea.
So the story of the day are those interest rates. The Federal Reserve has agreed to raise them 0.75 percentage point today, and that's all to combat inflation. But what does that really even mean? Can you explain?
Sure. So just to maybe provide some context in terms of the background of how did we get where we are today. So as you know, during the pandemic, so January, February, March of 2020, the Fed, together with other policymakers, pursued a really accommodative monetary policy. That meant making a lot of liquidity available, taking interest rates to zero, and then making sure that checks were cut to the average consumer. Since that time, we've had a few shocks to the system, and particularly on the supply side. And so as supply has been constrained, prices have started to go up. And so the Fed, as part of its kind of monetary toolkit, is pursuing these interest rate increases in order to rein in demand, with the view that once you have some moderation of demand and supply comes back on stream, then prices will start coming down.
Absolutely. So you were referring to those stimulus checks. That was the relief that was given to us last year or 2 years ago, and now they're trying to kind of fix it in a way.
Correct. The Federal Reserve really has two aspects to its mandate. One is it seeks to pursue full employment. The other mandate is price stability, namely keeping inflation in check and keeping it close to that 2% target. And so during the pandemic, they were quite focused on the first topic, which is full employment and keeping liquidity in the financial markets. But obviously, in the ensuing 2.5 years now, they need to shift focus to item 2, which is curtailing inflation.
So to piggyback off of that, we're seeing just about everything cost more, from groceries to mortgages to gas prices. Can you talk to us about how different groups of people are being affected, from the rich to maybe middle income, low income people? How is this affecting all of us?
Sure, Chelsea, it's a great question. Inflation really is insidious in that it is almost a form of regressive taxation. People with lower incomes feel, and it does, take a larger bite of their paychecks because they're paying more in terms of groceries and at the fuel pump. Lower income people generally tend to drive longer distances to go to work. And so it certainly is hitting their take-home pay and their ability to pursue savings. Not to mention, for first-time home buyers, now you have mortgage rates which are at the highest level since 2008. Buying that new home is going to become more expensive. For upper-income people, they're feeling inflation in all the same ways, but groceries and the gas tank doesn't consume as much of their paycheck as it does for lower-income people, but it's hurting them when it comes to their stock portfolios. And as you know, we're now in the midst of a bear market, a greater than 20% decline in the stock market since the beginning of the year. Today is a modestly up day, but we can expect some turbulence in the months to come.
And we talked about this briefly yesterday, just the disconnect. This is a time where people are working from home. Like, there's sometimes more incentive right now, but then we're seeing everything cost more. Can you just elaborate a little bit on the disconnect between what's happening in the market and what people maybe should be feeling right now?
It's interesting. You are seeing this dissonance between unemployment is back down to pre-pandemic levels. The stimulus check put money in people's bank accounts. Personal savings rates have gone up. Real estate prices have gone up, so the average homeowner has more equity in their house. That's in the plus column. But in the negative column is that every time you fill up your gas tank, it's costing you more than $100. And you are concerned about rising food prices, rising travel prices, and that creates just an emotional reaction that things aren't as good as it seems like they should be.
Just really quickly, is there a way out? Is that what the interest rates are here to do, try to help get everything back to an equilibrium?
That's correct. So that's really the goal. And we have to recognize that interest rates are really at historically low levels. So interest rates have been increased to 1.5 to 1.75%. That's over the past 40, 60, 80 years, a really low level, but it is going to start to bite. But the intent is, as we mentioned at the beginning, to start to throttle back on the demand side, let the supply side catch up, and hopefully we'll see a moderation in inflation. Another tool in the toolkit of policymakers would be tariffs, and that's another conversation that's going to take place, whether or not we roll back some of those tariffs, which would lower the price of imported goods, but we will have to see.
We will have to see. A lot to unpack here. Thank you so much for joining us here for Professor Gibbs.
Great. Thanks for having me.